Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-December 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Pisces. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Well, let's go ahead and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for the remainder of December. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to take a look at your crystal of the month, do 3 yes or no questions, and do a healing note for you. But again, column number 1 is what's wrapping up and coming to a close. Let's take a look at our summary card here. Maybe. Okay. You have the summary card of friction. Friction has 2 wildly different meanings here. So friction can be conflict, like there was friction or conflict with somebody, or it could mean that like when things are moving, there's friction, there's heat, so it's an indicator that things have been moving forward. So I'm sure that's going to have different meanings for all of you, but likely one of those 2 meanings. But let's see what we're working with here, what we've got going on. The first card that we have is the Sun card. In terms of good cards in the tarot deck, it really doesn't get much better than the Sun card. The Sun card's a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. I wish I could just have this card over and over and over again in every slot. Wouldn't be the most meaningful reading, but again, really good. So I think that you've had a lot of success these last few weeks, happiness, joy. So I like to see that. The next card that we have is the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is a card of bully, theft, violence, abusive, some sort of toxic relationship. For those of you that had that conflict or that friction, I feel like it's probably driven by this relationship here. Could come in the form of like theft, betrayal, dishonesty as well. So again, I think this is referring to the conflict. At the bottom here, though, we have the Star card. The Star card is a card of renewal, hope, inner clarity. I do think that we were able to resolve whatever this conflict was. I mean, you have a happy card on top, you have the conflict, then you have a card of renewal. So it's like, again, you were able to renew that relationship. We were able to move past that friction. Let's go ahead and take a look, though, and see what other messages we have here. The first clarifier we have is the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. I think in general, through this conflict, honestly, it was a good time to reset boundaries and reset expectations and even maybe reset some feelings there. So I like this sense of boundaries. Again, I don't think the relationship's over. I do think you were able to reach a resolution, and it's probably going to result in boundaries here. On top of that, we have the 2 of Swords. The 2 of Swords is a card of having to make a decision. Again, I think we had to make the decision as to whether this relationship ends or if we work things out and come to a resolution. Again, I think for many of you, we did move towards a resolution here. This can also be a card of compromise. So whatever this conflict was could have been compromise driven as well. At the bottom here, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. I feel like this is such an interesting message, but I don't know that you were like in the wrong or at fault for this conflict. I know there's 2 sides to every story or situation. But again, just feels like that you were like kind of in the position of right here with this, and it's like, you know, you're right, but again, it doesn't really matter because we're getting to the point where we're able to kind of renew and find compromise and find a resolution. So okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything just related to the remainder of December. We have the summary card of context. I always like context. We need to be in this cycle of continuous learning, this continuous growth cycle, this continuous improvement cycle for each of us. So context is good. Context is likely going to be a specific situation, but again, it's gaining context, it's gaining knowledge, it's gaining information here. Let's go ahead and see what cards we have coming underneath here though, Pisces, and see what we got going on. The first card that we have is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of celebration. This is also a card of family and friends, so really family friend heavy here, which I like to see going into the end of the year. Make sure you get lots of time with your family and friends, enjoy their company. If you look though, this card also kind of looks like a finish line though, so I think there could be something that you're wrapping up and completing in these next few weeks. The next card that we have is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is typically theft, betrayal, dishonesty. I feel like you are finding out information on a situation, perhaps that there was originally some dishonesty on. I'm going to clarify this and see though. At this point, I don't know that it's like a situation that I would consider hurtful. Maybe at one point you were hurt, but it's like now you find out the information and it's like you kind of don't even care, is the vibe I'm getting here, Pisces. We're going to clarify this further though, but it's like you're finding out information that maybe was once hidden. At the bottom here we have the Ace of Cups. Anytime we have an ace card, it's a card of newness. With the Ace of Cups, this is new baby, relationship, marriage, proposal. So definitely any of those things. Opportunity for your family to grow going into the end of the year. Proposal, engagement, new relationship. So some really strong love energy happening here as well. Let's go ahead and clarify though and see what other messages we've got coming through here. The first clarifier we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of feeling like you need to defend yourself or protect yourself. I will say, like, going around family, it's like they may be questioning you or you may feel like you need to be defending yourself. Perhaps you're defending your work going across the finish line, but this seems to be resolving. I don't know, you could also be having to defend this situation, the theft, betrayal, dishonesty. It just feels like there is an event that you're defending going into the end of this month, there, Pisces. The next card that we have is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands, the Five of Pentacles is a card of worry. It's a card of isolation, and if you look at the Seven of Swords, it's like a card of just moving on. Again, I feel like you're finding out the information, but you just aren't worried about it anymore. You don't really care anymore. And initially it's maybe something you would have like wanted to isolate or run away from, and now it's just like, eh. It's giving me the meh vibes. At the bottom here, we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a card of going through a necessary transition. I know this card looks a little gloomy, but I'm actually a pretty big fan. The card is kind of blue-gray. Everyone's facing away from us. Their heads are hanging low. Their sword stuck in the boat. But if you look at the boat is heading in a forward, positive direction, and that's why I like this card. Again, it's just about being through that it's going through this necessary transition. So whatever this next love move is, it seems like it's one you're ready for, that we've been waiting for. Now is the time, is what I'm hearing here. So like to see that type of energy there. There could also be some moving or relocating involved with that Six of Swords. At this time, we're going to take a look at anything related to money. I did get this new money deck of cards. It's like tips, tricks, affirmations. So we're going to start with that. In this case, you have an affirmation. The affirmation says, I love money and money loves me. But in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money. Job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money here, Pisces. The first card we have is the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. I keep saying all the wrong words, sorry. My brain and my words are not working together today. We have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a card of being very creative, being very free. When I see this card, it like screams freedom at me. So I like this kind of flexibility. I don't know if you're like getting some time off at the end of the year, but it almost feels like you're not working in the best possible way. You're just like out there living your best life, not worried about money, not worried about work. I hope that's the case for a lot of you, because I love that for you if it is. So some time away from work, some time away from some of those responsibilities. Very much so a card of freedom. For those of you that are working, the Knight of Wands creativity is very important. So make sure you're taking a creative approach on the things that you're hoping to accomplish in terms of career and money going into the end of this year. The next card that we have is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a card of having to make a decision. It does seem like there is some sort of career financial decision to be made going into the end of this year. I can also see like you having to negotiate, like maybe they need you to come in on one of your days off, and in exchange you're going to get an extra day off at another point. So just there could potentially be some compromise there, Pisces. The next card that we have is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is very curious, very gossipy. I feel like people are watching your work right now. I wouldn't let that phase you, but again, I just kind of see people trying to mind your business. The nice thing with this is the truth always comes out, so it's like if you're doing great work, it doesn't matter. But kind of people are giving off nosy vibes with this bottom card. Let's go ahead and take a look though and see what other messages we've got going on here. The first clarifier we have is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of withdrawing, retreating, moving on. Again, it just like kind of feels like you're done working for the remainder of the year, which I love. I hope that is the case for many of you, like you have some time off. The nice thing though, this is about advancement too. So if you look at this Eight of Cups, these cups are stacked really nicely here. And yet this person's still moving away, and it's like that desire to go from something good to something better. So I do feel like, again, a lot of you are taking time off, but creativity is going to be key as we move towards this advancement, as we look for greener grass. The next card that we have is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of patience, hard work, delayed success, some waiting here. Again, the compromise I think is going to be waiting. I feel like you're going to be asked to wait, or you're going to be asked to do something that feels like compromise. And with the case that it's Seven of Pentacles coming up, it could be something that you have to wait on accomplishing, it seems like. At the bottom here, we have the World card. The World card is the final card in the Major Arcana. It's a card of completing a goal, completing a lesson, completion in general. I like to see this. Again, people are like watching, but you're going to get done what you're going to get done, and it looks good. You did quality work. You completed the goal. You finished the goal. You completed the lesson, whatever it may be. Just keep doing what you're doing. Try not to give too much energy to people minding your business here. But again, just kind of feels like somebody's watching work that you're doing. So just be aware. And this can also be a card of travel. So there's a chance that you could be asked to do a little bit of travel going into the end of this year. Or maybe that's just you traveling on vacation. That's what I'm hoping for you. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. Similar to the new money deck, I did get a new love card. So let's see what your love card says here. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. In this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love here, Pisces. The first card that we have is the Strength card. This is a good one for our love column. The Strength card is a card of self-love, self-respect. This is also a card of unconditional love. So know that you're surrounded by unconditional love. This is also a card of courage with the lion on the card. So make sure you have the courage to accomplish whatever you're hoping to accomplish in terms of love. Take those brave next steps is what I'm hearing. The next card that we have is the Knight of Pentacles. For those of you in a relationship, I really like this energy. This is well balanced. This is reliable, patient, hardworking. Both of you are reliable, you're patient, you're committed, you're hardworking towards this relationship. I know it sounds weird to think about hard work in terms of relationships, but they do take work. At the bottom here, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card of stress, exhaustion, having lots of burdens. I feel like this is just kind of tired energy going into the end of the year, not so much relationship related, but it's like you or your partner's kind of burned out. So lean in where you can to support and help each other out. Make sure we're not over committing and adding to the burdens because we already got a lot going on. Some of you could just be like stretched thin for family, friend, loved one time going into the end of the year as well. Okay, looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles urges you to take that next move too. It's like it's solid, practical, wise, and move forward with that mindset of being solid, practical, and wise. This can also be an investment card, so some of you can be looking to make an investment together, like buying a house together, buying a car together, or getting a bank account together. But I feel like between the Strength and the King of Pentacles, it's kind of that push for that encouragement to make that investment. It could even be in a relationship in general, like that kind of nudge you need to commit to that relationship. The next card that we have is the Justice card. The Justice card is a card that's always favorable for you, Pisces. But with the Justice card, this is like cause and effect. And it's again, you've put this quality work into a relationship, so you have this quality relationship. So I really like this. Also, if you're like dealing with something legal, contractual, or matters of the court, this is going to indicate a favorable outcome for you as well. At the bottom here, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is hardworking. Make sure we continue to stay hardworking for each other. Again, if you're the exhausted one, your partner is going to come help work a little bit harder, or vice versa. If your partner is the overwhelmed Ten of Wands, see if you can lean in and help as much as possible. For those of you that are single and wanting to enter into a relationship too, this is a pretty nice spread. Again, giving you that encouragement that you need to move forward. But the Page of Cups can also definitely be a card of new love. So not a bad love spread there. Now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. Something to carry into the remainder of the month. Our summary card is Core. If you take a look at this card, the heart is very illuminated, very colorful, very vibrant, really the focus of the card. And when I see the Core card, it's pretty direct, simple message. Make sure that you're doing things that feel good at your core. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what messages we've got coming through here, Pisces. The first card that we have is the Ace of Wands. Anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. With the case of Ace of Wands, this is project, inspiration, urge to create. It does seem like you're picking up something new going into the end of the year. Make sure it's something you're passionate about. It's something that you care about. I will say in general it is. It seems like it's something you like genuinely are interested in and want to be a part of. Like that urge, that desire is there with whatever this new beginning is. The next card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a very resourceful card. I'm just going to say what I'm hearing here in terms of this new beginning, this new thing. It does seem like this is a good use of your resources, your time, your energy, your money. So keep that in mind as you work through this new beginning. And last but not least, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. With the case of Ace of Pentacles, this is new job, raise, promotion, investment, income. It does seem like whatever this new thing is, it's going to be leading to money for you. And it's even more meaningful when this new thing is something we're passionate about and leads to money. The Four of Pentacles is our first clarifier. This is a card of desire for long-term security. Again, this is your desires, you want. You want this new beginning, you want this new thing, you're very passionate about it. We have the Ace of Wands, so another Ace card there for you. Again, those cards, Ace cards meaning newness, project, inspiration, urge to create. And last but not least, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is very strategic. It's very long-term. So I think this is a good move for you. Again, the Queen of Pentacles is saying this is a good place to spend your resources. The Emperor is saying, yes, this is a strategic, good long-term move for you. So I like this new opportunity. Definitely go after it here. At this time, we're going to take a look, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune-telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, Pisces, you can stop the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the 2 of Hearts. This is the number 19 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the Ace of Clubs. This is number 31 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3 is the 10 of Diamonds. This is number 8 card. That's going to be a no. So yes, no, no for you, Pisces. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck. Your crystal for this month is black tourmaline, which is good for protection, relaxation, really relaxes body, mind, and spirit. It kind of fends off anything bad too, which I like. Last but not least, we have our healing note. Your healing note says, what we have once enjoyed, we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes part of us. Thank you so much, Pisces, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Pisces, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the year.